and Klein from the Masters Gathering, and I'm here with Elisabeth Fayt. We are having an awesome time. So what I want to do is dialogue a little bit with Elisabeth. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about law of attraction type things, prepaving. We're going to talk about some of the things that we share in common as transformationalists, and we're ready to set to go. I want to introduce Elisabeth. Hi, Elisabeth.
Hi, Harrison.
Hi, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Okay, so what is prepaving, and let's talk about how we do that.
Well, really, where I learned to prepave was when I studied with the Masters in India.
Okay.
Learned that really what we think comes true.
Right.
And often people say, well, it works for them, but it doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it really is working for everybody.
Works all the time.
It works all the time. It's on autopilot.
Right.
The only time really it doesn't work, if you know the energy of the body and the mind, is it doesn't work when you're sleeping.
Right.
When you're sleeping, it's turned off. But if you dream at night and then you bring those dreams into the day, then you
right.
start to create with it.
Exactly.
So I prepave my whole day. I
every
wake
day?
Up every moment of every day.
Well, yeah, we all do. Yeah.
Everybody.
You can never stop creating.
No,
right?
no. So I always say people spend more time choosing what they're going to wear in the morning than they do choosing how they're going to connect with people.
Right. So let's talk about how we do that, because you know you talk about in the nature of prepaving, we understand that we are always creating, and so the way that I teach that basically is that your life, everybody's life, are the thoughts and images of their mind expressed into reality. It's really a matter of just whatever is inside of your mind, the universe takes without discretion and really puts it out there. So as we become more deliberate in the process, then it just puts that out into the world in reality. So tell me about, is there a particular formula that you may use in terms of how you deliberately put things out into the world? I mean, okay, good.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear about that.
First, we have to really understand where are we. If you don't know what road you're traveling on, you don't know if you want to stay on it or get off.
Exactly. You don't know what the destination is, you can't get there.
That's right. So I liken it to the road sign at the side of the road. You get off the road for just a moment, you look on the map that says you are here, and you say, okay, where am I?
Okay.
And then you ask yourself...
So you get anchored in the now.
Yeah, you get anchored in the now.
Right.
A lot of people are working on autopilot, and they don't know where they're going, and so they keep going, and then they keep grumbling and complaining, why am I going down this road? So we have to look and say, where am I now? Do I like where I am? Okay, if I like where I am, keep going.
Okay.
If I don't like where I am, where do I want to go? So I always ask the question, what do I want and how do I feel? My feelings never lie. My feelings always tell me if I'm on track or not.
Because that's your soul talking to you, actually.
Exactly. Yeah,
right.
It's your guidepost.
It is your guidepost.
So if I feel good, that means I'm going to stay on the same road.
Right.
And if I don't feel good, that means I'm going to veer off. And I do that with a prepave.
Right.
A prepave is telling the universe what you want.
Yes.
So you can choose the type of relationships you have. You can choose how your partner connects with you, how your partner treats you. You can choose how much love you have in your life. You can choose the size of your bank account. Everything you have, you choose.
Exactly.
Yeah. And people make a lot of really simple mistakes. When I ask someone, what do you want? Often I get a two-part response. They say, I want this, I don't want that anymore.
I don't want that, right.
People are so clear on what they don't want.
Right.
And they're also very clear on what other people want.
What does that mean?
Well, kids know what their parents want.
Right. They understand the expectation.
Oh, yeah. They know my dad wants me to go to university, or my mother wants me to do this, or she wants me to cut my hair, or my partner wants me to act this way or not that way.
Yeah.
But really we have to go inside and say, what do I want?
What do I want? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was at a serious crossroads in my life, and it was a very good crossroads. I was deciding whether to take a serious position or deciding whether to go on the road or not, and speak and teach. This was several years ago, and I kept asking myself, what should I do? What should I do? And this was before I was teaching the law of attraction. What should I do? And then what came to me was, no, it's what do I want? It's not what should you do, it's what do you want.
Exactly.
The moment you ask yourself that question, everything becomes clear.
And how do you get the answer to that? Because I know that there is, and the distinction I want to make is that feelings are different than goals and purpose. Well, we ask ourselves, what am I feeling? Not just what am I feeling, but what am I feeling now? So we get anchored in the now. So go ahead.
Well, I like to talk about desires and how we manifest them with regard to goals.
Right.
I always say that if I want something, then it's the divine wanting it through me.
It is the divine, because God wants for you what you want for you.
That's right. That's right. I'm not going to wait for any lights in the sky. I'm not going to wait for someone to tell me.
Right.
I might hear it in the words of a song. I might hear it in the words of a child but I'm listening to my heart.
Yeah.
But I know that if it's the divine that's desiring through me, then it's already manifest on the outside.
And it feels good.
And it feels good.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
You're always in a state of feeling good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think you really have to dig too deep. If I ask you, what do you want, Harrison? It's pretty easy to say, hey, I want this.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to know. Your intuition tells you right away.
Right, it just pops out.
Yeah, but if we ask the question, what should I do? Well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, and I could do that over there. And then you get the inner term, what should I do? Well, that's not tapping into your intuition.
Right. And your intuition is only right about 100% of the time.
Only about 100%. Yeah. So it's good to trust it. And I think we all go through the process of learning to trust it. We hit enough brick walls.
Sure.
Every time we get there, we get it faster and harder until we realize that, yeah, I'm going to start listening. I'm going to start tapping in. Focus is the key to success.
Okay.
But the moment we realize we've lost our focus, just bring our focus back and
that's right.
is lost.
It's not a big deal. It's very simple stuff. The
Yeah.
whole thing that the people have to understand, regardless, is that don't overcomplicate the process.
Mm-hmm.
It is simple. Just ask yourself the question, make your decision on what you want, and stick with it.
That's right.
Right. And even if you come off the path, just gently bring yourself back.
That's right.
You know, it isn't that, you know, you can lose something. I mean, people go up through ups and downs all day long. You know, they go through whatever they go through, and then the next moment they can just bring themselves back. Okay, well, I realized that today I didn't feel all that well about this or that, or this last 2 hours I was thinking about something else. Well, it's not a big thing. Just bring yourself back, reinforce that you want what you want, put it out to the universe again, and it once again takes that image or that thought and it manifests it into the world, or at least works on manifesting that into the world for X amount of time until it comes true, as long as you don't, you know. So the biggest thing that I find also, and tell me if you find this in your teaching, is that students always think that they can't get what they want because they're not worthy or they're not good enough. Do you find that?
It's really common. Of course it is. I am not worthy. That's a negative prepave.
Right.
So what do
you do about that? So go ahead.
Just the prepave I am worthy is not going to offset that.
Right.
Unless you really believe it. Often what happens is we'll prepave something and we prepave negatively right after.
Right.
So I am worthy, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've just prepaved out there into the universe, I am worthy, but we don't really feel it. So there are lots of prepaves that can take you to that, and that's what I teach, that if you want to feel worthy, what about focusing on the things that make you beautiful?
Cool.
So that's why I ask people, what's beautiful about you? What, you know, if I really knew who you were, what would I love about you?
Right.
And
Good.
so then I get them to say all the I ams that say, well, I'm kind. I'm kind. I'm
just tap it into our area. This is the I am principle.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm thoughtful. I'm special. And then we get to a point where if I get them to say I am worthy, now they believe it.
Right.
Because they've just gone through a whole list of all the things that make them special.
Right.
So but if we just try to all of a sudden just implant I am worthy, well, I mean, I believe in the power of prepave, and I believe that you can say I am worthy once and it will stick.
Right.
If you really want it to and believe it. But I like to get you there in a process.
Well, the ultimate end result oftentimes is the process of understanding who we are, or remembering is more of a better word, remembering who we are. And we are an extension of Source. And by definition, we are worthy as we are an extension of Source, because we are abundant in the universe. And we're just one other form of abundance, who creates abundance, who lives with abundance, who is surrounded by abundance, and we just simply understand that. We understand that, and that makes us worthy. We don't have to earn our worth, which is very important. We do not have to earn our worth, which is something that people get so trapped in. Okay. You're going to get more of Elisabeth Fayt when you come to the Masters Gathering on the 5th and 6th of June. Come see us. We want to see you. It's going to be awesome. Till then, thanks. Harrison Klein, Elisabeth Fayt.